The 10 News Weather Authority from the JES Weather Center.
Good afternoon, everyone. Here's a look at our current conditions. We are dealing with mostly clear to partly cloudy skies out there with temperatures between about 70 and 80 degrees across the board. Areas east of the Blue Ridge are a little bit warmer than those of us along parts of the Blue Ridge. Roanoke is up to about 78 degrees. Lynchburg, Bedford, 80 and 82. Alta Vista, 82. Danville, South Boston, 79 and 80 degrees, while parts of the New River Valley still right around that 70-degree mark. This afternoon, not too bad of a day to maybe get out on the river, get out in Carbons Cove, or just go for a walk, go for a bike ride, because conditions are pretty nice outside. We are dealing with mostly clear skies. We're dealing with drier conditions, and temperatures are actually going to be about 6 to 7 degrees cooler than average this afternoon. A lot of the New River Valley will be between about 75 and 80 degrees. The Highlands 78 to 79. Roanoke about 79 to 81 degrees, and then Lynchburg and Southside low 80s this afternoon. Something that you may notice, it is a little bit breezy out there. We're dealing with the setup that is usually typical of late fall or early spring, which usually brings in winds out of the north and west, but we are dealing with that at towards the end of August. So we've got winds between about 10 miles or 5 and 10 miles per hour with wind gusts between about 15 and 20 miles per hour out there. So that's what we're going to continue to deal with throughout the rest of the day. Once we head into the night, those winds start to die off. But this evening, mostly clear conditions out there with temperatures back down into the upper 60s by the 9 o'clock hour. And then overnight lows will dive back down into the mid to upper 50s. I think some spots in the New River Valley get close to that 50-degree mark for sunrise on our Tuesday. So we'll kick off tomorrow morning with partly cloudy skies. It'll be calm out there. It will still be cool, and we'll have some winds out of the west between about 5 and 10 miles per hour. Now, the surface setup for the day, we talked about this just a second ago. This is usually typical for about 3 months down the road from now. We have an area of low pressure to our north. We have an area of high pressure down to our south and west, and we are wedged kind of in between where we're dealing with this northwesterly flow, and the winds will continue to build in from that direction over the next couple of days. That is going to continue to funnel in the cool and the dry air from up in Canada. So that's what we're dealing with for this week. In fact, the area of high pressure moves closer and closer day by day this week, continuing to bring in those cooler temperatures. You see here, there's some rain showers down to our south. That's actually the jet stream that is pushed further to the south. So again, we usually see this setup later in the year, not towards the end of August. Latest advisory on Tropical Storm Fernan. We have 1,000 millibar pressure, still very, very weak, high-end tropical storm, but not going to be impacting any parts of land whatsoever. Going to stay out to sea as a tropical storm and continue to weaken over the next couple of days. Over the next couple of days here at home, we're going to go from 80 this afternoon to about 75 on your Wednesday, and then we're going to stay in the 70s through this weekend. Rain chances are nil. We're not really tracking any rain all week long. Few showers possible on our Sunday, but other than that, it's going to be a gorgeous week.